Hello there, folks. Hey, this video is going to cover a little. Oh man, hold on a second. Sorry about that phone call. All right, let's continue on. So this is a little OPC UA stress test I'm going to do here, and what I'm doing in this application is I have basically six HMIs that are acting as OPC UA servers, and they are serving up some data, and I've got 5 of them already running. And I'm going to go ahead and make a 6th one. So let me go ahead and show you the database for the 6th unit. Let me make this a little bigger so we can see it all together here. Maybe I won't. I'll run through the logic here with this all here. Okay, so stretch this guy like that. Perfect. Okay, so here we are. This is the 6th one. And I'm just going to show you here. I'm going to set this up. This is connected to my local network, so I have all this port forwarding done. So just kind of close your eyes here. Go and set up 796. I don't know what IP address that screen gets on my network, so I use a tool called Angry IP Scanner. I believe I have a video that covers this. But anyway, I'm looking here at this one here. I'm looking for the IP address of that device, which is 254.149. So I'm going to change this to 149 here. That way when I hit download, it's going to download that particular unit. Let me go over here to data tags, explain what we're doing here. I got a flag tag called auto run, and that's going to run a program that's going to populate some tags. Then I have another tag here called time now. I'm just using a function get now time to show the time there. I have another tag called tag 1. I want you to notice it's a purple color. I have it configured as an array with 1,000 elements. Okay, just want you to know there's 1,000 elements there. And then I have another tag called autofill that will fill every one of tag 1s with some number from this HMI. So if I go to display pages, pretty simple display page. I just have a bunch of zeros, it looks like, on here. But I'm going to show you what that does here in a second. Before I get to there, let me go over here to programs. And in programs, I got 2 programs. One is program 1 that is going to do auto run, and whenever that auto run goes on, it's going to do a for loop that will continually fill all 1,000 elements with the value of time now, which is this guy right here. So it'll quickly do that real quick and populate all 1,000. I also have another program called program 2 that's autofill, does the exact same thing. But since this is HMI number 96, I want it to populate all the values with 96. So I'm going to do that there. Now, program 1 is going to be, if I go to display pages and click on pages, that's being run once a second. Okay, so that's all that's doing once a second right there. And then down here, I got a couple little buttons here. This button here, if I go ahead and double click on the slider, that does the auto run. And if I'm not running that one, I have another button here that this one does the autofill. So when I slide this over and turn on autofill, let me go here to the tag, you'll see that at the tag level on the triggers tab, that's where I call that other program that fills in with numbers. No big deal. However, back to the original purpose of this, this program or this database is supposed to be an OPC UA server. Okay, so a server means that it's going to serve data to any client that wants to get it. So over here in the communication section, if I slide down to the services, go here to the services tab, I want you to notice that I've got OPC UA turned on here. Everything else is pretty much, I think, the default in here. I might have changed some of these, but if I go to the data tab, notice here, I have all of the elements in this here. And you might ask yourself, how did I put them all in there? Well, I don't think I can mass delete, can I? No, I can't. Yeah, I won't do that. Let me pause. I'll delete all these out real quick here. All right, so I'm just deleting all these. Holding down the delete key. There's 1,000 elements, so it takes a little bit of time here, but we're just about done. Okay, so there. I got nothing in here, and I want to put all 1,000 elements in your team. So if I go over to data tags on the right, and I got other videos that cover array tags, but here's just a recap. If I click on tag 1 here, it looks like one tag. But however, team, because it's an array of 1,000 elements, I can do one of two things. I can either right click here and click toggle array here, or I can click this button here. It does the same exact thing. Either way, when I go ahead and do that, now look, I get all of them here. And this is what I do, team. I click on the first one. I'll slide all the way down to the bottom. Notice the block parentheses or the block brackets. Number 99, that's the last one. I'm going to hold down my shift key, click on that guy. Now I've got all 1,000 elements selected. And I'm going to drag them over here like this and watch what happens. It can take a few seconds, but it's going to go put all 1,000 of those elements here in the data section. All right, so that's done. Okay, so that's supposedly going to serve up the stuff. And then on the display page, just to recap here on the display page, I got all these zeros. Here's what I did. Basically, I went over to data tags over here, and I tried to find out how many elements could I fit on the screen. And so if I double click on this first one, watch this, double click right here, you can see that's element 0, that's the first one. Let's see if we can put that down here. And if I double click on this last one down here, is it number 19? Yeah, so that's 20 items in there. That's element number 19 there. And if I go way over to this guy here, it's going to be close to the last one. So I can't fit all 1,000 items on here. So I think I had the first 20, 30. I don't know what I did here, somewhere in the middle. What I got here? Let's look here. That's element 99, and this probably starts at 6. Anyway, so that's what I got here. Let me go ahead and save this. Let me go ahead and download it. Let's see if it takes it. So, of course, this is a different database, so I'll say yes. Go ahead and download this to it. All right. So now that I got that downloaded, let me go open up the browser for it. I got all the other browsers for the other one, but I don't have one for 96. So, oh, you know what I forgot? I may have forgot one thing. Over here in the web browser, this one is going to be number 96, so I need to change this right away to number 96. And down here, I'm going to change this to 96 as well. There we go. And nothing else I'm doing. Yep, that's all. Okay, let me save again. Download once again here. All right, there we go. Now back to the Angry IP. That unit is supposed to be on my local network, 192.168.254.149. So let's go ahead and open up that browser again. 192, whoops. 140, whoops. 254.149 colon 96, because that's the port number. And if I hit remote view, there it is. Now, it's not doing anything right now because I'm not actually really running the code. Oh, by the way, I also have down here a time now. So this is the same tag that'll populate into here. You'll see it once the second changes. If I want to auto-populate all of these with the number 95, I should have changed that too. Hold on, let me fix this. Hold on. Right here. This text needs to say 96 because that's what it's going to do. Enter. Okay. Click away, save, download. Watch how fast that is down. Just look at that blazing speed. It's amazing. I've seen some other HMIs that takes minutes to download. Well, it depends on the size of the program. Anyway, so there's 96. If I click this on one time, boom, it fills all of them with 96. Is great. I'll turn it off. If I click this one, now it's going to start populating the time now in all 1,000 elements. I think this takes no time at all to be done. Really, that for loop runs super quick. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just showing you some of the stuff here, but they're all the same. Okay? I want you to notice that too. Oh, one more thing. Back here at communications, I wanted all of my 6 HMIs that are acting as OPC UA servers to all have the same time stamp from the client unit we'll get to in a second. So on the time manager right here, I enabled the time manager, but down here I set it up as a client and I gave it the IP address of the unit that's going to be serving up the time. So all of my HMI number 91 through number 96 are all going to be pointing back to the OPC UA client thing, which I'm going to get to in a second. And they're all getting their clock frequency from there at a 1-minute update. So that's why you'll see that eventually all of them are updating at the same time. Okay, so that looks good. What I mean by updating, if I click on HMI number 91, if I go ahead and turn it on here, You'll see it populates. Go to this one. And you're going to see the clocks are all synchronized. Let me turn this on again here. There we go. 75, 76, 79. Look, that's all in sync. These are 6 individual HMIs. They're actually 6 individual. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn all these guys on so they're rocking. Perfect. And this is the last one right there. Okay, great. All 6 of them now are set up rocking. They're doing great. They're acting as OPC UA servers. So they're just sitting there serving up data to any client that wants to come along and get it. Now, as a client, I'm using a GRAC or Edge controller, the GRAC unit. That could be another HMI, RedLion, whatever. But I'm going to set this guy up to be an OPC UA client to pull that server that we just set up. So if I go over here to communications on the left, I want you to notice that I'm using the OPC UA client protocol, which is simply click on one of the protocols, hit the pick button, and you'll see OPC UA Client. Here it is. That's what I'm using. Okay. I already have this set up looking at the others right here. I want you to notice that the IP addresses right here are different for every one of those because of the way that my router works here in my office. Anyway, let me go ahead and click on Protocol 1 on top, and I'm going to do Add Additional Device. So now I get another device under here. I like to name things accordingly, so I'm going to call this HMI_96. Boom. And I need to put in the IP address of 96. According to my Angry IP, that is 254.149. So I'm going to put up in here 192.168.254.149. Hit enter. Make sure you always hit enter there. Double check that again. Yep, that's right. That's right. Okay. One thing I'll say before I move on. I have 6 clients or 6 devices under this Protocol 1 client. I don't know if this is a good thing here in RedLion or not, but some of our drivers will say you shouldn't put more than 4 under. If this was Modbus, you could put lots, but I don't know about the OPC client. I might come back another day and say you should limit that to 4 under here, and then you can add another device under other protocols. So, by the way, you also see you got Protocol 1 through 4. If you want to add protocols here in Crimson 3.1, click Network. Go all the way over to Add Ports, and you can click Add New Network Port here, and you can get up to 10 protocols. So I just clicked on a bunch, it gets me all 10. Anyway, so there's my HMI 96. Now here's the next thing I need. I need to somehow reach out to HMI 96 and get the tags that the OPC UA server is allowing me to pick from. Like saying, I'm going to a restaurant and I want to go to the server. I want to look at the menu of options. So here I need to find the menu. So what I'm going to do here, there's the IP address. I'm going to slide down here and there's a button here that says download data model from device. Now I am connected to this network. You have to be connected to the network for this to work. You cannot do this any other way. So I'm going to go ahead and click this button. It's going to go out and search. I'm going to call this one HMI_96. You can see I got the others. I'm going to hit save button. Let's see what this does. Sometimes this will time out. You might have to do it twice. And sometimes it works completely through. However, since I am doing 1,000 tags, you can see it's taking a little while to generate this file. If I only had 5 or 10 or probably 20 tags, it'd be done by now. But I have a ton. So let's see how long this takes to crank through here. All right, so see this pops up. I'll say yes. See if it continues and finds it. Okay, now it says something. The download was completed. 1,022 nodes were discovered. Isn't that interesting? All right, so that's all I got to do in here. Now I got my data block all set up. So if I go to data tags over here, I'm going to make this, I'm going to copy. I have a directory of all the other ones here. I'm going to right click on this HMI 95 and do a copy. Right click and do a paste. And again, I'm going to rename this guy HMI_96. Okay, but let me show you something. If I go in here, look, there's only 2 tags. There's a tag 1 and there's an auto run. You see that? The tag 1, look at this, is an internal array within 1,000 elements here. That's all it is. Auto run is just like the other one. It automatically populates. But what I'm going to do here on this guy is over here on the left in programs, I have a program here called Get OPC UA Data. Since this GRAC is acting as the OPC UA client, polling multiple servers out in the field, I'm going to go ahead and make this guy grab the data from HMI number 96. So I already got 91, 92, 94, 93, 95 already in here. I'm going to add another one of these for number 96. So I'm going to copy this section here. Right click, copy. And I'll put my mouse to the end here and I'll do enter, enter, tab back. Control V as in Victor to paste. And this one I'm going to use, change the 5 to a 6. And it's just a for loop. Go down here and change the 5 to a 6 there. And over here is the hard-coded tag. So this is the tag it's getting. I better show that. But this is the tag it's getting from the OPC UA connection. I'll come back and prove that here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and click the translate. Boom. Auto update looks good. Am I doing anything in the clear scheme? So I also wrote another program here that would clear all of those. Let me go ahead and do this, team. I'm going to highlight this run or line. Enter. And this guy is going to be number 96. All right, we're going to go translate that. Perfect. Okay, so now if we go to display pages, I'm going to show this because this is, I want to prove it to y'all. So I'm going to go over here to data tags on the right. I'm going to expand the HMI 96. Again, look at tag 1. You can see it looks like it's 1, but it's got a purple color. So anytime it's got a purple color means it's an array tag. These are all blue. They're one element. Purple is an array of multiple items. So I either can right-click and toggle array here, or I can right-click on it, or just click and click on this toggle array. We'll do the same thing. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab a number of these. I'm going to say, well, let me find out what I do before. What did I do before on these original? Okay, almost about 38 items it looks like there. So if I click on the first one, and I'll go down here to element number 38, maybe I'll go to 37 right there. I highlight all those. I'm going to drag these guys out here like this. Let me slide this so you can see here. So it's this column here. I'm going to do a couple easy things. I'm going to go ahead and right click and do same size as. I can click on any of these, doesn't matter which one. Boom. And then I'll right click on the whole column. And I'm going to say copy from all formatting. I want to get rid of the tag name and just leave the value. So I'm going to go ahead and click any of these. Boom. There's all my zeros. Now, this was only 0 through 38. I have 1,000 items. So I'm going to do this, team. I'm going to go way down the bottom here. And I'll click on the last one, which is number 99. And maybe I'll go up here to number 80 right here. Highlight. I'll grab all that whole block. I could have grabbed more, but that's right. I'm going to go ahead and set this guy right about here. And I'll do again the right click on this guy and I'll say copy from all formatting. I can click on any of these. It doesn't matter. That should get rid of the tag name. Boom. There we go. And then I'll right click again and I'll say same size as any of these. There we go. All right, perfect. Okay, I think that's that. Let me go ahead and save the program. Got that saved. Oh, one more thing I want to do is let me go over here to DataLogger. I got a bunch of DataLoggers already running on here as well, but they're not executing. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new DataLogger. Boom, right here. Add a new log. I'm going to call this one HMI number 96. Click one time. HMI underscore 96. There we go. And I believe all of these are 1, 60, and 30. So I'll change this to 1. I'll change this to 60 and to 30. So I'm going to take a reading once a second. Each file has 60 samples. And after 30 minutes goes by, I'll delete the oldest with the newest. So I would safely say that this is going to take, it's going to have 1,000 readings in here for each second. It's going to be a huge spreadsheet. Now, I want to enable this whenever I turn on a certain tag. So I believe, team, if I go collapse this tree, I don't need to see all these elements now. Oh, So I need to add a tag here called log96. So I'm going to click here and I'll just watch this little trick. Log_96. I don't have a tag called that yet. However, when I hit enter, Crimson's going to politely bark at me. And I want this to be an on-off tag. So instead of being an integer, I will declare it as a flag tag and click, or like a boolean, flag tag boolean, click yes. There it is. Now, if I go to the contents tab, this is where I got to tell it what I want to log. Once again, if I go over here and grab just the first one, that just gives element 0. I want all 1,000 of those units to come in here. So what I'm going to do is over here on the right on tag 1 in HMI 96, I'll right click, toggle array. I'll click on the top one. I'm going to slide all the way down to element number 99 in here. And if I hold the shift button down, click on 99, now I've got all 1,000 of those selected. I'm going to grab that whole thing and drag and drop right here. Boom. Takes a little bit of time because it's moving 1,000 elements into there. Still pretty cool, really, though. Okay, now I got that in there. Let me check one more thing. Let me go back to display pages. Okay, that's that. Oh, and I added in here a thing here to allow me to enable the data logger. So for our video here, I'm going to go over here and I'll grab log 6. I'll drag it out here like this. Whoops, I zoomed in too far. So I'm going to right click on this thing and do copy from all formatting, any of these, it doesn't matter. Boom. There it goes. And then let me try right click and do same size as this guy. Let me double click. I'm curious, why did the font change from white to black? That's weird. Oh well. All right. Now, where did it go? Let me go ahead and shrink this just a little bit. And I'll make this, oh, I know why. Because I have that whole thing grouped. That's why it disappeared, but that's all right. Let me go ahead and turn on data entry. Okay. And then I'm going to right click on this button here. Right click and I'll do smart duplicate. Boom. Should put it down here. Let me double click on this guy to see if it automatically jumped to log 96. Sure did. That's perfect. All right. If I click away. Yeah, the reason this disappears like that is because I have this whole thing as a grouping. So I'm going to ungroup it here. No, maybe I won't. Hold on. There we go. Now it's good. All right. So let's go ahead and save this. Oh, you know, one more thing I need to do. No, I think I did it, didn't I? Yeah, I got the right address. That should be okay. So let me go ahead and save it, download it. All right. Now we're downloading. Here's my little stress tester coming up here. Okay. So I believe that I currently have all of the HMIs generating the time now. As you notice, as I go through these different tabs, they're all pretty much in sync. They really should be. They're all running the same clock, so they ought to be really. What I mean by sync is I'm watching the last 2 or 3 digits of these, and they're all the same. That's all 6 of those HMIs stacked right there. They're doing exactly what I want. Perfect. But if I go over to the GRAC, this unit here, notice none of these are filling because I'm really not calling the OPC UA communication yet. So if I click the auto here, boom, that guy starts to populate with all the tags from HMI number 91. This one here, boom, is HMI number 92. There you go. And I want you to notice the numbers should be the same. Maybe I'll make this just a little bit bigger. Hold on. There. I know you guys can't see everything, but notice the numbers are the same. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, perfect. If I shrink it back down, click this guy here, boom. That's all populated. Perfect. And we have, oh, you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to put the button here. Okay, hold on. I got to go back and put the button. So hold on. Forgot the button, team. So I'm going to right click on this part here and do a copy, do a paste, move it over here. And this one, I want it to do the auto run for number 6. So I'll double click on this little button. You see it's doing 95. Go over here to data tags, and I'll grab the auto run from number 96. Boom. Oops. Right there. There's 96. Perfect. Click OK. I'll click away. Go save. Let's download. You'll see when I download, I don't think I made these retentive, so they're always going to come up in the off position. That's okay, though. Because it gives me a chance to turn them on again. All right, so we'll go boom. Turn that on. Am I not clicking right? There we go. That should populate. It should populate. Let me turn on this one here. There we go. Okay, now it caught up. All right. I should slide over. I hit the right button. There we go. Populates perfect. Let's do one more here. All right, let's see. Look. Okay, now I want you to pay attention. Here's the time now. I put it in bigger font on front of everything. That's coming from the OPC UA Client, which is the GRAC. And then these are the values that are coming from all of the servers. So right now, I am pulling 6 OPC UA servers. Each one of them is feeding 1,000 tags, and the GRAC is pulling all of those in 1 second intervals right now. So to me, it looks like it's staying pretty consistent. 53, we're 56, 57. I'd say it's pulling pretty good. I mean, I think it's doing pretty good here. All right. Everything looks pretty good to me. I mean, I probably could improve my OPC UA connections by moving, only having 4 devices under here's the client, and then go to protocol 2 and move some there. That could probably do that because I think there's 4 threads per protocol are allowed, or 4. I know with the Allen Bradley driver, 4 is the most we want underneath a protocol. And we can do up to 10 protocols. So that means in theory, not to scare anybody with Allen Bradley, but in theory, we could talk to 40 different control logic PLCs with one of these units, which is pretty huge. Anyway, let's go back to the test here. And this little button here is going to bring up the data log options, the one that had the little pop-up. Let's see if I get a pop-up here. There we go. So right now I don't have the data logger on at all, and I just made a video with this stuff here describing it. But something interesting happens. When I go turn on the data logger, I can see in the background this stuff is changing pretty quick, and pretty much it's in sync here. Well, if I go ahead and start to turn on the data logger here, and as I turn these on, you're going to start to see some latency. For instance, this is 40, 43, 40. It's about 2 or 3 seconds behind. If I turn on all of these data loggers, now I got them all on. I'll click the close button. Now it's doing something more intense. It's logging all these values once a second, 1,000 tags in the 60 files or 60 entries in a file. So it's got a little bit of lag now, and you can see this too. This says 72 here, 73. If you watch once in a while, we're at 73, and this says 81. So it definitely is taxing the system here and working away. Now, while I got that going, if I hit the back arrow here, and I can, of course, go to logs here, and I go to any of the log categories, and let's see if it pulls it up here today. There we go. So you can see after a while, it'll leave the files consistently the same. And then this is us download and play with it. So it is doing the logs. Let me click on one of these small ones here. That's not really that small. Let me click on one that's the same as everything else. This was at 30 minutes past the hour here. Now, of course, if I click in here, Chrome is going to open up as a whole table here, maybe. Let's see what it does here. Yeah, see, that looks like crap. Really can't see that. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. Oops, I didn't want to close that, did I? No. Let me go back and open another tab here. Hold on, team. What was the IP address of my server? This is number, it's the edge controller here. This guy, 42. So let me go back to view logs, go back to HMI 91. Instead of downloading and opening here, I'm going to right click and do save link as, and I'll save this file maybe to my desktop. There it is. And of course, Chrome likes to save it as a text file, so I'm going to choose all files there, and then down below here I'll do .csv, so it's a comma separated variable. Hit save, and now it should download down here. And then once it's done, if I double click on this, it should open up in Excel or whatever spreadsheet program you like. And here it is. Look at here. Here's the file open. I'm going to go ahead and maybe shrink it a little bit, but there's the date, timestamp, and there's the value. Now, if I make the fields bigger, you'll see they show up. But there should be, eventually there'll be 60 lines going across, and there should be 1,000 categories or columns in here. Yeah, there's plenty. Lots of stuff. Anyway, so that's working great. I can save it. Perfect. Let me go back to remote view. All right. So the moral of the story is, with me as an OPC, or with my GRAC being an OPC UA client, polling 6 OPC UA servers, feeding up 1,000 tags a second, and I'm trying to log 1,000 tags. No, well, that's more than that. That's 6,000 tags a second. I am logging 6,000 tags a second in this application. There's a little bit of latency, and that's crazy. That's a lot of stuff going on, to be honest with you. Really, that is. But you can see it's attempting to do it. It's not quite up to speed, but one could get away with maybe making the amount of OPC UA tags available less. You could do that. Or you could really think long and hard about, do I really want to log these values every second? That's kind of a waste of resources. Maybe I would do it every 30 seconds or something. But anyway, I just thought I'd make a quick video showing an OPC UA stress test, as I call it. If you want to copy these databases, please let me know. I'll gladly email them to you. You can check them out. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, folks. See ya.